Good morning, my little pixies and elves. It is Tuesday, the 21st of April 2026. Nothing of note from last year. I'm still on the Acorn ward. I'd already had one skin graft cancelled. There's another 3 cancelled before I had it. But yeah, it is the 21st of April. Yesterday I went back on the rowing machine in the afternoon. Did another 5 minutes, which went well. I was intending on going on again in the evening. I didn't. I'll admit, I was aching. By the time Vicky come home, I was aching. So I didn't. But I have got up this morning and I've been on and done another 5 minutes. My stroke rate has increased. The time of fat burning has gone up as well. So I must be doing something right already. Oddly, my calorie count come down. So yesterday it was in low 30s. Today it was in about 28 calories burnt. So don't know what that's about, but yeah, I had a good chat with my old mate Steve Kirkland yesterday, and he's offered to take me to the gym whenever I'm ready. I reckon he owes me because I not persuaded him, but I give him valuable input, he says, when he was on about quitting drinking, which he's coming close to 3 years now. I think he said 4th of June, he'd been dry for 3 years. I'm closing in on 4, 18th of November, I believe it was, that I stopped. So I'm up to about 3.5 years now. I didn't do anything. I'll be honest with you. Steve says I did. I don't think I did. All I did was tell him how I went around quitting and one thing or another. I quit basically because they put me on insulin. I used to, when I was proper drinking, it would be mainly on a Friday night when I was doing my radio shows. And whatever Vicky bought me, I would drink. So she got me 4. I'm really going to have to be careful how I move my glasses up and what I do with regards to touching my face and scratching my nose, because I've done it again. I've turned video off. I've stopped recording simply by putting my hands up. As I was saying, wherever Vicky brought me, I would drink. So she brought me 4 cans of drink and brought me 8 cans of drink and so on. And it was after that I realised that on a Saturday I was feeling shit and it was getting worse after I'd had my insulin. So I put 2 and 2 together and basically realised that insulin and alcohol weren't working together. So I stopped. I thought I'd give it a couple of weeks, which again turned into 2 weeks, into 4 weeks, into 2 months, and here we are 3.5 years and almost, and I entered alcohol and I don't miss it. I did supplement it with 0%, but even that now I tend not to have, because it's full of sugars and stuff like that. I did have a 0% Guinness when we went out for his meal on Friday. I've got some Heineken Zero in the fridge, but I'd sooner have a cup of tea or a Pepsi Max. I can drink as much Pepsi Max as I want. There's no carbs in it, there's no sugars in it. That's perfect. As my diabetes nurse told me all them years ago, fill your boots, swim in it if you need. So, yeah. Well, that's where we're at with that. Like I say, I'm coming up to 3.5 years dry and I'm really happy with it. As for the rowing, I'm going to have another go on that this afternoon. The 5 minutes I did this morning didn't seem to hurt as much as the 2 5-minute sessions yesterday. So, but yeah, Steve's offered to take me to the gym when I'm ready to go, as his guest. So we'll see how that goes. He's also doing it again. He's here, nearly caused it to stop again. He's also suggested a CrossFit. That's one of them that goes like that, I believe. I don't think I've got the money for one of them as it is at the moment, but there we go. So yeah, fingers crossed. If I could physically cross my fingers, I would. That's about as far as you're going to get them. Fingers crossed, everything's heading in the right direction with it. I'm determined I'm going to do it. I've spent money on this bloody machine. It's not going to be like the exercise bike that I once bought that ended up just being a clothes rack stood in the corner at Benjamin. So, like I said, Vicky's got a walking pad in the kitchen behind the door that she'll get out and go on that every morning and in an evening. So I've got my rowing machine. I did it this morning. I watched a bit of Stephen Wright, the American comedian, while I was doing it. Just something to keep my brain occupied. I start my thing on my watch and away I go for 5 minutes. And again, these 5 minutes this morning didn't seem to take as long as yesterday's. So, and I'm not going to, I'm hoping I'm not going to turn into one of these boring farts that, you know, just talks about nothing other than exercise. Because I used to mountain bike a lot. I love mountain biking. And that's probably the most exercise I've really ever done. I've never been a gym person. I think I've only ever been into a gym for my own purposes twice. I got given free use of one up at Shaw Lane Cricket Club when I got diagnosed with diabetes. But I only went a couple of times to that. Yeah, I don't like gym atmospheres. It's not for me. I just want to sit on a rowing machine in the bedroom and do it. But yeah. What else to tell you? I'm going to sort my drawers out today. I'm running out of space in my drawers, so I desperately need to go through them and get shut of stuff that either doesn't fit me because it's too small or doesn't fit me because it's too big. Because I do, as you could see with that t-shirt I had on yesterday, I do own clothes that I've actually got too, they've got too big for me now because I've lost weight. So I'm going to go and sort my drawers out. I might do a time lapse. No, I'm not going to. Why would I do a fucking time lapse of that? You dickhead, Simon. So yeah, I've nothing else really planned for today. We're going to watch Barnsley away at Stevenage tonight because I'm a glutton for punishment. But yeah, we were in bed at 9:30, 10. In fact, 9 o'clock we were in bed for last night. Admittedly, Vicky was laid there reading something on the phone and I was watching football, but we had beans on toast, cheesy beans on toast with miniature sausages for us tea because neither of us could be asked to cook out. Neither of us were that hungry. So we had a lazy tea last night and then we were just sat in here and both of us sort of like with a tendency, one of the most uttered phrases in this house is it bedtime yet? But yeah, we decided off, okay, it got to half time. Well, Vicky went at about 8:30, just before half time, and I'm like, I'll come up at half time. So I went to watch second half in bed. So yeah, I had a weird dream last night, kind of horror film type dream. Leonardo DiCaprio was strung up and had his tongue cut out. I don't know what that's supposed to represent. or anything, but there we go. So anyway, I'm waffling again. Yeah, that'll be me for today if I don't think of something to add later. Ta-ra, TTFM.